folks, we are back, and this is it. This is the final workshop of the Winter Wellness Week, the fall edition. And as we started it off last Saturday with an Oligoscan test, we're going to finish it up with another Oligoscan test today. And their volunteer is none other than our producer, director, cinematographer, and editor, Phil. So Phil has generously volunteered to take the test today. He's a healthy young guy, shouldn't see anything bad in here. But we're going to show you how it works and explain it to you, because the Oligoscan is very unique in that it tests tissue density. Now, what does that mean? Well, the three things that it primarily tests is chemical concentrations of 15 heavy metals, 20 minerals, and 7 vitamins. Now, it's important because toxins, like these heavy metals, reside in tissues when they're not expelled from the body through your liver. Everybody, as we know, is toxic to a degree, just living in this world. But we're going to measure that toxicity, and the way it does it is through spectrophotography. This is the measurement of light. So every chemical absorbs light at a different wavelength, different capacity. And the creators of the Oligoscan have been able to create an algorithm and categorize how all of these chemicals, and whether it's a metal or a mineral or a vitamin, there's still chemicals in the body. And we've been able to create an algorithm to show how much they absorb light. So we then measure against that in the palm of the hand using infrared camera, and we can tell now how much of those chemicals are in the tissues of the body. Okay, so let's get started. Are we on the screen up there as well?
Yep,
good. Okay. So it's really idiot-proof, this test. It tells you exactly where to take the measurement and when to move to the next one. So if you lay the palm flat, it's telling us to take the first measurement here.
Ow. I'm just kidding. It doesn't hurt.
And we go to number 3. And to number 4. 4 pictures. It's computing, and this is really fast results. And here it is. Okay. So let's take a look at what we're seeing here. Now, with the Oligoscan, you're going to see a combination of red, green, and yellow lines. Green means optimal levels, yellow means cautionary, and red means there's a problem, whether it's a toxin or a deficiency or an excess. And as we're looking at this healthy young man here, we're seeing his mineral concentrations are pretty darn good. Phil?
Hey, thanks. I tried.
You're trying hard. You're trying hard. I can see that. There is 1 or 2 things we have to take a look at. Number 1, he's a little low on silicon. Now, that's silica, which is responsible for the health of the hair. I mean, looking at this healthy head of hair, I don't think it's bothering him there, but it's something that's slightly low. And it could easily be brought back up, with just some lifestyle and supplement additions.
Does this have anything to do? I do have an issue with dandruff. So my scalp is very dry.
Well, yes, because it's all connective tissue, which your scalp is involved in that as well. So, yes, you should start shampooing with coconut oil-based shampoo.
Okay.
That'll fix it. In fact, I'll give a plug, okay? Kirk's shampoo bar. Use that on your hair. It'll get rid of it. But another issue down here, and I've seen this guy eat, but this other issue here, he's low on chromium.
What does that mean?
That means you could be predisposed to insulin resistance and diabetes if you don't do something about that right now.
Wow.
Chromium is a trace mineral, so it's in very, very small amounts, micrograms. So when you need some, you don't need very much. And this is very common because it's not in our foods anymore. And chromium is there to help open the cell up so that insulin can drive the glucose into the cell to be used as energy. So it's not dangerously low, but it's cautionary. It's right below the normal level. Okay, so that's something that I'd keep an eye on, and maybe add some either chromium, either some Garcinia, what we have that has chromium in it, or some sugar sulf once in a while, not all the time.
Right.
But look at all the greens. This is a great report, which means he's getting his nutrients. Okay, we're seeing greens as far as some of the major ones like calcium, magnesium. Phosphorus just slightly low, but that's pretty common. Phosphorus is hard to ingest.
Yeah. It's interesting. Last time we did this, I think I was deficient in magnesium, but not so much anymore.
Not anymore. You're in the green zone.
Started taking power cleanser and lean greens every day.
There you go. Very good. Potassium's good. Okay, what else we got here? The iron is good. Zinc's good. Yeah, looks like a pretty good report. Sulfur, that's important for wound healing. All right, so we're doing okay there. Let's go down and take a look at his vitamins. Wow, look at the green on this guy. Nice job, Phil. So everything except vitamin D is in the ideal green zone. He's loaded with antioxidants.
Yeah, I definitely stay inside more so than a lot of other people. So
Yeah, you can see the difference in our complexion, right? All right, so let's up your vitamin D a little bit there, Phil, okay? Are you taking vitamin D now?
I've been slacking.
So
I've
that's
definitely
showing.
been slacking.
Okay, and it's in those months now we're not getting the sun. And I got news for you. You know, if people that say get your vitamin D from the sun, well, yeah, that's great. That's between like June and August, May and August in this part of the country. Okay. Other than that, and here's the reason why: the sun has to be at a certain degree in the sky for the UVB rays to even penetrate. So, say for example, we had a weird day here in October, and it was 75 or 80 degrees and sunny. You still wouldn't get any vitamin D from that if you were out in it, because the sun is not high enough in the sky for the UVB rays to penetrate.
What's the time frame?
Time frame is usually, the summer solstice, May to August, that area. So let's take some vitamin D, okay? Yeah, you need some vitamin D. Other than that, you got great antioxidant activity. B vitamins are good. Folic acid is good. Let's take a look at his heavy metals. Okay, well, we're seeing just a few of the usual suspects, but they're not that high. Aluminum and silver, and, well, usually it's mercury. He's pretty low on mercury. That's looking good. You have any fillings?
No.
Good. So this is coming from just basically other sources in the environment, possibly from any types of medications or shots you may have gotten. So that's where the mercury could be coming from if you have no fillings. Now, up here, aluminum. Everybody says, well, we don't use aluminum cookware anymore. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And so do restaurants, right? So you can't get away from aluminum cookware.
Yeah.
Aluminum is going to be in cookware. It's going to be in jewelry. I don't see much jewelry on Phil.
No.
So it's probably cookware. Unless you're using a deodorant with an antiperspirant.
Sometimes, not so much anymore. I stopped for quite a while, but it's like maybe once a week.
Okay, well that aluminum is still going into you. It's in the antiperspirant. So the solution, just use a deodorant and a natural one, but eliminate the antiperspirant. Okay, that's the aluminum. Silver again, not dangerous, nothing, not bad. Cadmium is high. Now, you probably eat a lot of vegetables. A lot of the ones that are grown in the ground are going to have high cadmium.
Yeah, I think that's what we talked about last time. Yeah.
Okay. And again, lead, same thing. We were talking the other day. I was talking with a customer about Prop 65. And if you don't know what that is, that's the state of California has decided that lead levels, above anything that or anything that would be grown in the ground is going to give you cancer. So for anything that goes to California, you have to have the Prop 65 warning on it. And the funny thing is, it's all about lead, but lead is in the ground. Lead, if you ate a salad today, you got more lead than, you're going to get lead in the body, but it's okay. Your body processes it. But this will show if there's an exorbitant amount of lead, and it's not. It's a little bit high, but that's probably because Phil eats a really good diet, don't you, Phil?
I do. Not so much since I left my parents' house, but
he's slacking a little bit.
It's pretty good.
He's on his own. He's not, cooking good meals.
I don't have the fresh Serbian food that my parents make. Yeah,
there you go. Okay. Yeah, you better make some visits home a little more often. Okay, so what we're going to see here. Now, notice you didn't see any red lines up on the top, but we see one here. And that's because you had 1, 2, 3, 4 of these heavy metals crossing over into this high zone. Even though they're not dangerously high, they've crossed over. So we keep an eye on it, and that gets you that one little red flag.
I assume that's an average of...
It is. Yeah. It's an overall. Right. It's an overall effect. Okay, but this is the good news. Here, this says blockage suspicion of heavy metals elimination, possibly from lack of sulfur. As you saw up above, Phil has a really good level of sulfur in the body. Okay, he's in the green, which means his body has the ability to conjugate those metals and get them out of his system. I went too far. Right there. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what this is telling us. So even though we have a few crossing over into the high zone, the amount of sulfur that you have in your body, which is our body's healing agent, is eliminating those metals. Mm-hmm. Good, is eliminating them. So that's okay. The next thing we see is our common ratios: calcium, magnesium, calcium, phosphorus, sodium, potassium, and copper, zinc. And the only one that's a little bit off is sodium, potassium. And I got to tell you, we see that across the board. Now, sodium-potassium ratio, if it's off, it's one of two things. It's either a dehydration, not enough water, or it could be an imbalance in the pH alkaline balance. So, if you are, that's going to be diet-related. Water, of course, is diet-related, but we see that quite often. And if we take a look a little further down, it'll give us a better indication. Okay, so what we're seeing next is now they take all those readings and then they correlate them, and they say, well, with all the readings we just saw, and here's some of your oxidation of tissue right here. Now, it's not in the green, it's in the yellow, but still not bad. The good news is his antioxidants were so high that there's absolutely no issue with oxidative stress. Okay, and we want to see that. Even if we saw this in the red, as long as this is in the green, you're okay. It balances. All right? So because of those few that went up into the high zone, you still have that. Mm-hmm. Your acidosis, which is pH balance, is acceptable. So I'm going to say it's probably more of a dehydration on the sodium potassium. Mm-hmm. Okay? The reason, see this? Remember what I told you about chromium?
Right.
All right. Anytime you have a low chromium reading, it's going to show you a predisposition to diabetes. That doesn't mean he has it. It doesn't mean he's even close. It's just saying keep an eye on it. Okay? No predisposition for allergies. You have great enzymatic action in the body. That's both for digesting and for healing. Okay, very good. Mm-hmm. Now, you also have great intestinal assimilation. Usually these go hand in hand. What this one means, you're assimilating the nutrients from the food or supplements that you're ingesting. Okay? You're not working out as much as you probably should be, Phil.
No, I'm not.
Okay, your metabolism is a little low. So I think that's just you not hitting the gym.
The funny part is I went up to Dr. Ross and I said, we need to start going to the gym together. And he was like, oh, yeah, let's go. And it's been like 2-3 weeks now since he hasn't really wanted to go to the gym. Okay. But I'll get him in there.
All right. That's what this is. Okay, just a little bit. And because you're young, this isn't major, but you know what to do about it. Mm-hmm. The immune system looks strong. Hormonal state, strong cognitive function. I can attest to that. He's got it on the ball. Tissue repair is good because of the antioxidants and the sulfur in your body. Your emotional state, I'll ask your girlfriend about that. and nervous system looks pretty good. Little bit off on the cardiovascular system, and that's probably just exercise.
Those go hand in hand.
Yeah, they go hand in hand, metabolism and cardiovascular system. So overall, folks, this is a healthy young man. Couple little things, nothing major, even some improvements from the last time we did this on him, and that's what you will see if you change your lifestyle, change your food, change your supplements, do the things you need to do, but lifestyle is first and foremost. So actually a very good test, and unfortunately we don't see a lot like this. Most of the time we see a lot more red lines, and we have a lot more we can do about it. But this gives you an idea of what it tests, right?
But it's interesting because the only really changes, like I said, that I did since last time was I started doing the power cleanse and the greens once in the morning. And you can see
vitamins and minerals.
Yeah, you can see the difference that it made here. And I like, you're right, I haven't been working out, which is a big one. But just from doing that, you start to see improvements, and I feel better for sure.
Yeah, so the vitamins are all great, and the minerals were excellent. So what is in the power cleanse and the greens? Well, your 90 essential nutrients, vitamins and minerals. So he's assimilating them well. He's getting them into his body well. The tissue is storing them when they need to. So overall, pretty healthy kid. I think we'll keep him.
Thanks.
Well, that's going to do it today, folks. And I'm glad Phil volunteered for the last one because we want to get his face on camera. He's the reason this whole thing works all week. Getting all of the speakers either in person or on Zoom, putting it all together, making sure that it's there for everybody to learn from. So thank you, Phil.
Thanks, Joe.
Great job as usual. And that does it for us, folks. Weiner Wellness Week number 99. Next time you see us, it's going to be the Centennial Weiner Wellness Week number 100 coming in December. Don't miss it. We got lots planned for you. Thank you so much for being with us. We're still here. We're here till 4 o'clock. If you can't get down in the rain, give us a call. Get your orders in. The discounts will be there till 4 o'clock. We hope to see you soon. Thanks again, and remember, keep an attitude of gratitude. We promise you, you'll live long and prosper.